Hi everyone, happy Maundy Thursday. I am so sorry that this video is so late. Today was just one of those days. So many things kept popping up, and one of the best parts of the day was Dylan came over here today and we were socially distancing, but I was able to deliver him a caterpillar that he's been waiting for to watch go in its chrysalis. That was awesome. And another super fantastic thing is that my sister and niece and nephew came over and we were social distancing in the yard at least 6 feet apart, but we were able to chat all afternoon, and that visit was unexpected, but it was fantastic. So today's video is short and sweet, nothing fancy. In fact, I've got my trusty notebook here that I'm actually going to have to read out the scriptures. They're not even going to pop up on the screen or anything. So today is Maundy Thursday, and I want to make sure that you understand what that means. Maundy Thursday is one of go away, Pastor Joe. Maundy Thursday is one of the holidays that we celebrate in the Christian calendar. Maundy Thursday is celebrated the day before Good Friday, and this is the day that marks the day before Jesus died on the cross. Now, Jesus knew that his time was coming. And before he was crucified, he wanted to make sure to spend time with his disciples. And so he and his disciples shared a meal together. Before they shared a meal, Jesus washed their feet. And that's one of the things that we remember on Maundy Thursday. The meal that Jesus shared with them, he broke bread and he passed it around and he said, "This is my body." It was supposed to remind the disciples that later when Jesus was gone, anytime that they would break that bread together, that they would remember Jesus' sacrifice dying on the cross. And then they also shared some wine or juice, something like that, together. And he told them that that was in remembrance of the blood that he would shed on the cross. So if you've ever wondered about communion, when we do that, and Pastor Joe and Pastor Bryce and Pastor Michael are up there with the bread and the juice, that's why. We continue to do this even after Jesus is gone, because it reminds us that Jesus died on the cross for our sins, and the bread represents his body on the cross, and the juice represents the blood he shed to cover all of our sins. So on Maundy Thursday, like I said, we remember Jesus washing the disciples' feet, which is a very humble thing to do. He had a meal with the disciples. He also gave them a very important commandment, which was to love one another. And that's a very important thing for us to remember on this Maundy Thursday. Another thing is, after the meal, Jesus went to the Garden of Gethsemane to pray. He knew that it was almost time that he would be turned over to the Roman soldiers, and he wanted to pray. Jesus was very sad and sorrowful at this time, and he brought some of his friends with him, and his friends kept falling asleep, and 3 different times he had to wake them up. They fell asleep while Jesus was praying, and during that prayer, Jesus asked God if this dying on the cross could be taken away from him, that he would want that. But if that was not what could happen, then he would accept that he needed to die on the cross. And as you know, the only way for us to have our sins covered was for Jesus to die on the cross. And so Jesus knew, and he continued to pray until the soldiers came and got him in the garden and brought him in to be crucified. So today, on this Maundy Thursday, we remember that Jesus humbly washed his disciples' feet. He shared a meal with them, his last meal before he would be crucified. He gave the commandment for us to love one another, and he spent time in the garden praying because he was sorrowful for what was going to happen, but he knew that that's what he needed to do. Now tomorrow I will be coming at you with another video for Stations of the Cross. It'll be a little bit more formal than this, but hopefully it'll still be an enjoyable time together. I am going to look at my trusty notebook though, because there are scriptures from all 4 Gospels that you can read about the Last Supper, and all of them are told just a little bit differently. So if you look in Matthew 26:17 through 30, Mark 14:12 through 26, Luke 22:7 through 38, and John 13. You'll get a little bit of a different account from each of those disciples. So I'll see you all tomorrow. I hope you had a fantastic day. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon.